Hello, people. Lek here. And today I want to talk about the JgTig.8. Really? Yes. Yes, I do. Update 7.4 is out. There have been a lot of buffs of various tank destroyers, and I can tell you that right now that 99% of those buffs are completely meaningless. There's probably 3 tanks that have gotten buffs that are going to make them actually better. Um, the AT-15 is one. Also, maybe even the Challenger, I think, might actually have actually bought it back. Nice buff. But the real star of this update is the JgTig.8. Now you're looking at the 2015 camo, which is the one I have, but it is the same tank that you can buy right here in the store. If you go to tanks, there it is right here, the JgTig. That is the tank I'm talking about. And I will tell you how good it is. Is it OP? Is it broken? Should you buy it? Let's take a look. So what they have done to this tank is they have upgraded the living crap out of the DPM. What they did is they increased the penetration from 310 alpha to 350. They have not changed the reload. And what's also important, and I will just go and look at the gun sets here, is they have increased the AP pen to 235. So what that means is you actually don't need to calibrate your shells. And so you are now looking at a damage per minute of, yes, I'm not kidding, 3,500 damage per minute. You are shooting 350 alpha every 5.97 seconds. It is absolutely insane. And to put in perspective what this means, let's take a look. This is now the 7th, yes, the 7th highest DPM tank destroyer in the entire game. And look at the company that it's with. I mean, the AT-15, I don't know if it's all that good, has now crazy DPM, but it's still not a great tank. But look at the rest of these. The original JgTiger, of course, the real deal. The SU-122-54, the Tortoise, the Grill, and the 263. And of course, the AT-15. These are the only TDs in the entire game that have a higher damage per minute than this tank. Number 7 in the entire game. It is absolutely crazy. This has always been a decent tank. It used to be just a straight up JgTiger in tier 8 with a decent gun and decent DPM. Now the JgTiger did get an armor buff. This tank did not, but this tank does still have, I can't pull this up. This tank still has decent armor. If you look at it, this tank has 7 degrees of gun depression, which you should always use. So if you flex it back, use the gun depression, use a little bit of angle, you can get the upper plate to about 270, and also this part right, the upper glacis is 270, and this upper plate right here, the cheeks, also around 270 millimeters. So that means AP ammunition for most tier 8s will not penetrate. They will have to use premium ammo, and premium ammo will penetrate you. So don't think you're invincible. But wiggle the tank back and forth, use the slope, keep the lower plate hidden, and this will get plenty of bounces. It's a very strong tank. And the DPM is absolutely crazy. So again, you're looking at 350 alpha every 5.97 seconds with great pen, 235. It's essentially a jacked up Tiger 2 gun mounted on a JgTiger. So I absolutely now love this tank. It's completely crazy. And let's take a look at a couple of replays. Okay, let's take a look at the replays. I've got 2 of them. For those of you who are squeamish, I'm going to warn you ahead of time, this is actually a loss. But it's a good replay, and it showcases why this tank is so great. This could have been had a great tune here. You can see right in front of me is Roadtastic from Purple, who either had a complete brain fart or let his younger cousin or something use his account yesterday. But he is really has one hell of a match. You see, he's going up the hill in a very slow tank while he's spotted in an STA, and he is deleted. Very good. Thank you for your contribution, Rotastic. Lovely bagel. I'm going up the hill, all joking aside. It happens to all of us. And on mines, because this tank has 7 degrees, because it has decent armor, I'm going to use it as a heavy, but second line. I'm not running the top of the hill. I'm using the rock. And you can see I'm already pounding this guy. And here's that. This is what I was talking about before. This is, I call it the shoot and twist, or the twist and shoot. You shoot your gun and then turn the tank 45 degrees, and you get a bounce all the time. People are fixated on that upper plate. You turn it 45 degrees, and then the armor is like 400. And I do it all. This tank is very slow in a straight line, but it actually has a great shot right there, right through the cheeks of the 112. This tank has to have very good traverse. The side-to-side movement is excellent. It doesn't go fast forward in a forward straight line, but side-to-side is actually really good. And the gun is extremely accurate. I didn't mention this earlier. The dispersion on this gun is 0.26. It is a laser gun. Got somebody sneaking up the hill. HE to the butt, 430 damage. You can see I've already got 1900 damage, and I'm kind of controlling the hill. They're scared to push on me because I have so much DPM. You saw that IC-130 poked out, and I basically took half its hit points away. I mean, we're talking about this tank right now will do 1050 damage in about 12 seconds. Think about that, 1050 in 12 seconds. That, in that amount of time, a tier 8 heavy will be able to shoot twice, if it's lucky. And you can take away half their hit points. So this is the reason I lost the game. It's right here. I decided to help this idiot, and I poked out over the hill. And this is what I was saying earlier. If you get into a bad position with this tank, you will get deleted. And you can see I had almost full hit points, and now I'm down to 29. So stupid. There was no reason for that push. I didn't think that the tanks on the left were looking at me, and I used the rock to cover myself from the 112, but all three of the tanks on the left were in fact looking at me, and they all pounded me. So I've thrown away all my hit points on one dumb move, which was completely unnecessary, and it will cost me the win, but that's life. At least I didn't do a bagel like Rotastic. Ouch. So yeah, I'm at 2,500 damage. I'm still alive. Because I'm using the slope on the hill, they can't pin me. I can see this IS-3, IS-5, excuse me, does not have camouflage. So I get the hint that he's probably not the world's best player. Now I'm doing the wiggle, the JgTig wiggle, wiggle it, jig it. Yep. Oop, he misses completely. He's trying to be finessing a shot with a Russian gun. Here I try to put one in the front, but a gun efficiency is not that good. It is only 7. And as you can see, I'm now down to 1 versus 2. I've got this robot here. I'm doing the JgTig wiggle. He gives up, shoots HE, does not clear me because my front plate is huge. And I'm now down to 10 hit points against a 112 with about 600. Listen, miracles can happen, but they rarely do. I'm just waiting for him to go over the hill. There's no point in driving away. Your tank is not fast enough. I'm using the rock as cover. It would take 2 shots to clear him, so I need a bounce. If I had gotten a bounce, I would clear him, but the 112 is actually a good player. And he has heat. He doesn't even have to aim, and it goes right through the middle, and the game is over. It was actually a great game. I mean, almost did 4,000 damage. It is an ace, but unfortunately, when you have platoons with somebody from, I don't know, purple, for example, and they do, I don't know, 0 damage, and someone else did 0 damage, there's only so much you can do. All right, let's take a look at replay number 2. And I'm in this, I never remember the name of this map, so we're just going to call it Desert Map number 2. As you can see, we are not a very heavy lineup. And our only heavies are the Annihilator and the IS, both have 7s. And they have an Emil 1 and a KV4. So we are definitely underpowered in terms of our heavies. So I'm going to push forward and use this thing as a second line heavy, which I actually do all the time. It's big enough, it's strong enough to be used as a second line heavy. Never front line. Never front line this tank. You will get wrecked. I demonstrated that perfectly in the previous match. So this tank is tall, so I'm kind of staying low here behind the buildings because you can see that SU, if you went all the way to the back, could actually hit my roof, which would be problematic. And I'm going to use this IS as cover, try to get some shots of the Emil. He goes right through the front. That was a little risky, but I thought let's put a trade in, see if we can back him off. KV4 is tracked. I took another one from the Emil, which was kind of stupid. I thought it was far enough back, but I misjudged my location. KV4 is auto-tracked. You can actually, this tank has a fast enough reload, you can actually auto-track people now with 350 damage, which is kind of insane. And if you auto-track somebody with 350 damage, they get wrecked. That was just a bad shot. 0.26 dispersion can't justify everything. And this guy, the T-71 can barely pen me. I HE him for a ton. He is basically gone because of the fire. And I'll be honest with you, it's 5 on 7. I actually thought this one we were going to lose because most of my teammates are idiots. I mean, we have a 2-5-2. I don't even know. I didn't even realize he was playing. You notice in the beginning I didn't mention it because I forgot he was here. I don't know what he did. But I have tracked the Emil. He did put a couple into me, but he is cleared. Giving us a little bit of hope. 4 against 5. 2-5-2 still having trouble. I don't know. He's going against a Pantera. Of course, he's being COD'd by a Pantera because he is a moron. 2-5-2. Come on. What a clown. Okay, so here we are, 3 against 4. 252 is dead, big contributor, and now it's me, the no camo IS, and an SE152, who actually I think did a pretty good job. But I am now going to full hit point conservation mode because I'm just assuming if I die, we are going to lose. And I know this Pantera is going to show up on the right. So you see, I'm looking for him. I'm waiting for him to pop out. It is inevitable, and here he comes, as predicted. And of course, he drives through the cap to let us know that he's coming, which is very smart. So that actually made me feel better that the guy was dumb enough to do that. You can see that Pantera likely has no premium ammo. He is not able to pen me at all. And so that kind of gave me a little bit of confidence. I don't want to push too far because he could definitely pen the lower plate, but the upper plate he can't pen because he clearly thinks that premium ammo is pay to win or something that he was taught on a forum somewhere. And the SU is the tank I'm most worried about, which is why I just put that in the sand. I was just so worried he was going to hit me. I just tried to rush it, which is a mistake. I also believe the Pantera has a stock gun, which definitely can't do anything to this tank. So tier 7s are screwed against this thing. They don't have the hit points or the pen. You will eat them for lunch. But this is Blitz these days. I get 9s almost every match. So it's 3 against 1. Really feels like 1 against 1. He hit me with a nice HE shot. He should have shot heat. He would have probably killed me. So he isn't that bright. And we are pushing forward. And now I'm going to let the Stooges go out and die because that is how you play the game. So I'm going to use this wall as cover. I'm always using cover with this tank, just waiting for him to back up, put another one in him. And of course our SU runs out there and gets deleted, which is exactly what you want him to do. So I can get the kill shot and the guy steals it for me. Thank you very much. All right, well, that's okay. This is also an ace. A little bit better ending, even though I had about the same amount of hit points at the end. 4,200 damage, and you can look at the damage. The next person was the IS with 1,800. Nod to our OBJ252 with a great game.
Well, as you can see, everyone, the tank is a substantially improved tank, and is actually, in my opinion, one of the best TDs now in Tier 8. Is it broken? Definitely not. Is it OP? I would say absolutely in the right hands. I think a garbage player will buy this tank and they will do nothing. It's slow. It's not, it's not real agile. And if you get into the wrong spot, you will get deleted in 5 seconds. But I think a great player, or even a good player, will have a really good time with this tank, will do a ton of damage. So I think it's OP in the right hands. That kind of DPM just can't be overlooked. Do you buy it? Is it worth buying? If you have tons of gold, you can afford it, sure, I would definitely buy it. If you're tight on gold and you really want this tank, I would highly recommend you wait until Christmas, because during Christmas, all of the tanks in the store always go on sale, so it'll probably be 5,000 gold. At that point, I would definitely snap it up. Hope you enjoyed the replays. Hope you go take your JgTigs out. It's amazing. Please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time.